Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria,
And I'm Rosetta.
and in the spirit that we always come to you with our weekly chats, we thank you for the opportunity to allow us to share our thoughts and views with you. We ask that you kindly view and or listen to this information in love, kindness, and gratitude, because that is what Rosetta and I send to you every chat we do.
Yes, we do. Thank you for that. And I want to kick it off by saying, welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. And just a reminder, please, if you like our videos, hit the thumb icon, consider subscribing to our channel, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our chats. And let's see if I have my bell. Yes,
It's a
there you go.
silent bell, but it's a bell.
Well, there, can you hear it? There you go. All
Little bit.
right.
Yes.
Okay, gonna start off by sharing with you the teas that we're drinking. And as you know, if we're not together, we have two teas that we're going to share with you. And my tea today is a good one. It is the good old Good Earth, sweet and spicy. Sweet and
I think
spicy.
you like it.
Yeah, I know. I purchased this a long time ago and it came with 3 packs. So I'm on my last pack because I brought a couple to the studio. This is the one just found by accident. And let's see what the ingredients are here. It's called Sweet and Spicy by Good Earth. Ingredients are rooibos. This is all organic. So it's rooibos, cinnamon, chicory root, rosehip, lemongrass. What else does it say? It says cassia oil, peppermint, orange oil, ginger root, and what else does it say? Orange peel and honeybush. So that's what it is, and had it seeping. So cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Gloria will tell you what she's drinking.
Yes. And I am trying something new today. Um, it is by a company called Clipper. Okay. I know I can get the
Clipper,
whole,
I can see the clipper.
yeah, I know we can see the Clipper.
What's
And
the flavor? Now I can't even see your face.
oh, okay. So it's called Clipper Chai. Well, Clipper Chai 5 organic chai herbal tea. The ingredients are all organic: cinnamon, fennel seed, ginger root, orange peel, like Rosetta, licorice root, Rosetta's favorite,
Yes.
cloves, chicory. And they said that it is blended and everything is done for this particular tea out of uh, England. So
Oh,
two things.
very
I love
good.
Rosetta, and I love the fact that, she's English and she loves, English tea. So when I'm lucky to find one, I pick it up.
And I
So this,
like chai tea as well.
yes, my favorite. I've
It's
had
actually really
it.
just chai because chai means tea in India. So it's just
Oh,
chai.
so then that would be TT,
Yes. So it's just chai.
just chai. So cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
It's a very mild taste, surprisingly.
Oh, that's too bad. I like, you know us, we like
Mhm.
flavors that are full bodied and you can
Full
taste all the
strong.
different ingredients.
Yeah, so that one is a little mild. I'm gonna let it seep while we chat, and I'll keep trying it. And at the end, I'll let you know if it got deeper or richer, because I love a good chai tea also. I really do. All right. So, as always, when we get started with our chats, our thoughts and prayers go out to the universe. There's so much going on in the world today, and I always think, I remember when I was a kid, they used to always say, if you think we're the only people on in the universe, you're crazy. There are other entities. So our prayer is for all entities to learn how to live and to collaborate and to support and to just be there for one another. If we could figure that out, the world as we know it would evolve to such a wonderful, wonderful place. I'm a Star Trekky girl, and I've always wanted to see what would happen if aliens actually showed up and said, "Hey, how you doing?" If you're kind, they be kind back. So let's be open to the possibilities. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, Rosetta and I have a passion for children. We're always talking about being conscious parents. So the first thing we're going to talk about is raising kids today. How do you think that is versus when we were children? Do you think it's the same? Do you think it's changed? Comment below and then listen to what we have to say. And if you agree or disagree, comment below.
Yes, thanks, Gloria, for that. And yeah, our goal today is really just is an eye opener. And hopefully we can open up your minds to new ways, maybe, to parent. And we came across this article from this lady, and her name is Margot Binsall, and she wrote a book called Raising an Entrepreneur. Now, the book, when you hear the title, does not sound like, it's raising kids, it's raising an
Right,
entrepreneur, but it's
right.
all about raising kids. And she actually she talked to 70 parents who raised highly successful children. And she actually talks about the number one parenting style. And what that parenting style is called respectful parenting. Respectful parenting. And the this particular form of respectful parenting is that she says that children need love, limits, and latitude to reach their full potential. And this lady, Margot, says that the authority is based on knowledge and wisdom rather than power. And there's three pillars within this respectful parenting that she talks about. And number one is structure. So this means that let the children make their own choices as long as expectations are met. Guide them through how things can be done better. And expect them to do things even when it's hard. So here's an example of number one, structure in respectful parenting. So here's a little story. Thomas Fu grew up with strict rules and lots of structure, but his parents gave him complete freedom to pursue his goals. I was expected to get straight A's. It wasn't easy, but as long as I did, my mom let me play all the video games I wanted in my book. That was a fair trade, he told me. Wu was 1 quarter from graduating from college with a degree in bioengineering when he got an opportunity to intern at Electronic Arts, a leading video game maker. Now, his parents weren't thrilled, but they let him drop out and pursue his dream of creating video games. He later became the lead producer at Riot Games, a League of Legends, which today has 180 million players. So
Wow.
that's an example of structure in the respectful parenting style of parenting. Now, pillar number two is being supportive. And that means giving kids the right to their own point of view, respecting their privacy, and don't make consistent corrections in their actions or speech. And here's a story of this. D.A. Wallach was a successful tech investor. One of his early investments was Spotify, where he was an artist in residence. When Wallach was 8 years old, he became interested in investing. So his mom gave him some money and opened an account for him. He spent hours researching companies. His mom gave her opinions, but he got to decide where to invest. Wallach lost most of the money within the 6 years. His mum told him that losing was part of the learning process. Not everyone can afford to give their kids money to learn about investing, but Wallach's mum nurtured his talent in other ways that didn't cost money, analyzing, discussing, and debating choices with him, treating him like a grown-up and not agonizing over failure. So that's being supportive of your child. And the third pillar is being warm. And that means let kids know they can turn to you for help, which is really important, I think. Spend quality time with them and engage in compassionate activities together. And here is a little story. Bregan Jane is an interior designer and hosts an HGTV's Extreme Makeover. She's also a philanthropist and serves on the board of Single Moms Planet. Her parents taught her about compassion and showed her how to handle adversity with resilience and creativity. I was 11 years old when my mum first went to help others with mission work. She gave clothing to people in a Mexico town where clean water wasn't abundant. She told me I was shocked by the
Okay.
poverty. Now that Bregan is a mom, she appreciates the importance of teaching kids to give back. She and her two sons volunteer frequently together at food assistant programs. I realize now that most parents don't expose their children to sad truths, but mine did it by surrounding the pain in so much hope. She said they always focused on all the good we can do and bring to others. So those are the three pillars of respectful parenting. And what do you think, Gloria?
You know, I think that they are definite alternatives, and I understand you want to give your child the tools to be as successful as they can be and to be loved and nurtured. For me, um, the one area, like where one of the cases where, I don't have money to give my child to, play and see what happens. I also think you have to be careful because you can kind of create a monster. So you give the child the money, the child attempts to do the investments are to fail. The child knows that you can't really afford to do it. So that adds more stress because then they feel like, oh, I have to do something. They entrusted me with this money. Oh my God, what am I going to do? So I could see how that, even though that's one approach, could lead to a situation where the child is in more stress than if you had found a more logical approach, like taking them to the grocery store or to a toy store and saying, this toy that you want, this costs mommy this much money. And this much money can either buy you a toy or it could buy the family, food for a week. I mean, I think while that was one aspect, and maybe it's because it's raising entrepreneurs, it was more business focused like that. I just believe we have to get back into our children's guts. We have to teach them how to feel, how to have compassion. And to me, that would be more important than an external lesson, would be internal. I I, there's, I used to watch all the soap operas when I were younger, and there's only two. I think it's The Bold and the Beautiful or something like that, and General Hospital. And it's interesting we're talking about this because there's a young man on General Hospital, and his parents wants him to be a doctor, and he wants to be a musician. And he can't talk to his parents about it because all they want is for him to be a great doctor. So he can't just be an okay doctor. He has to be the number one in his class. If he gets a 97, it's not good enough. I'm like, my God, and he's just a child. And I've been watching the pressure, and eventually he succumbed to taking pills so that he never sleeps. He's always, teaching himself. So I think back in our day, we incorporated love, real life adventures And we had a little bit more hands-on to our children than that approach. That may be the best approach for now in the digital arena. I just think that we're letting our children spend too much time not feeling because they're playing video games, they're shooting and playing, and 3 o'clock in the morning, they're up with their friends with these games. And it's like, put the games down, go outside, dig in the dirt, get back to nature. That's kind of how I felt when I heard those. I'm like, those are good things, but they're not helping our children the way I think our children would get the biggest bang.
Well, yes, and everybody has their own way of parenting their child, whatever they seem right. There are some of these things that I do, the three pillars, which I actually do like some of them, I myself. It may not be right for everyone, but I do like it because it does let your children be a bit more, it allows your child to be more independent. That's what I'm thinking. Because
Hmm.
a lot of times, I'm not saying all parents, but there are some parents that try and push what they want their child to do, right?
Yes,
Instead of really thinking, is this good for my child? They want to do what they want their child to do what they maybe didn't have a chance to do when they were growing up. So they're trying to instill that in their child. So sometimes I think letting your child have their own independence and picking the things that they want to do, I think that's really important as well. But
yeah,
as Gloria and I talk about, and we've done this a lot if you listen to our chats about how everything stems from top down. But what we
hmm,
really want is for parents to write a good story for their children.
yes,
Because all children are born with a clean slate, and it's the parents, the teachers, maybe your church, or
yeah,
any kind of adult mentor
yeah,
that's over your child is going to start writing on that slate. And those are the things that it's very crucial to make sure that your child is not being swayed, maybe because you're thinking one way or another. Try and be a bit more open. That's what I say. That's why you have a lot of parents teaching your kids things that they were taught. And I don't
yeah,
want to say that it's a bad thing, but sometimes it can be harmful because there's only one view, like being prejudiced or something, or being racist.
right,
Um, those are things that are brought on to the children by their parents. And
yeah,
as we know, children love every race, whether they're black, white, brown, yellow, gold,
yes.
purple, green,
They
whatever
don't
color of the
care.
rainbow.
Yep, they
They
do not
don't
care.
know about hate. They just know about love. And it's the parents and friends and mentors that write on that slate and start making it dirty.
Yes, I completely agree with you. And I think a lot of it also, if the parents can kind of shelter their child so that that slate is only filled with goodness, they will also be much better, happier parents. I have a niece and she is a special ed teacher. And I had an opportunity to spend some time with her over Thanksgiving. And her baby, she's a little toddler, she's 2, and she was just, having a moment. And she looked at her and she goes, "Hold on. How does that feel? Does that make you feel good? Is that working for you?" And she looked at her mommy and she went, "No." And she said, "So, how about we have an alternative?" She had a conversation with a child demonstrating terrible twos. I was so impressed because she calmed down. She stopped ranting and raving and flailing all over the place. And, it wasn't like she was threatened that she was going to get beat, wasn't like anything negative. It was just, how's that working for you? And I think sometimes if we can just give our children the benefit of the doubt, they may prove wrong, but at least try and give them the doubt.
Exactly, exactly. That's why we want to come and talk about raising children, and we're going to keep talking about it throughout our
Yes,
chats. And
absolutely.
if you have any comments or suggestions or feedback, please comment below. Comment because we'd
Please.
like to hear as well. And it takes a lot to raise a child. And
Takes a
no
village.
parent, yes, it does. And no parent is perfect. I'm not perfect. Gloria is not
No,
perfect.
no.
But at least we strive to do our best
Yes,
and we give them all the love, the support. And you know what's important? And this was part of one of the pillars of this respectful parenting is be like a person that your child wants to come and talk to and discuss things with and not hide
yes,
things from because that's so important. Let me see where it was that they said that. It says here, and the third pillar was warmth, and it says let children know they can turn to you for help because the one thing that I dread is that if something bad happens to your child, they feel so bad that they don't even want to come to you to ask for help. That would be devastating. Like we've
absolutely.
heard these children who get pregnant, these girls, teenage girls get pregnant and they hide it
Yeah,
all through pregnancy. And all of a sudden you only hear about it when they give birth in the bathroom.
yeah,
That's just very, very sad. One sad child there, right there.
yeah. Because they don't feel like they have anyone, any adult that they can trust and tell them what's going on in their life. So
Yeah.
that's a very, very good point. And like Rosetta said, we will continue to have these discussions because there are things showing up in the world today that concern us, that our children are not getting that unconditional love that we received, that support. Nah, I might not like what you're saying. I might not like what you're going to do. I love you. And I would prefer to know now than to not know at all.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Thanks for that.
Yes. So we're going to move on to a little bit of fun activity. As you know, it is award season. Last week, we talked about the Golden Globes, and everything is leading up to the Oscars. Since the last time we had a chance to connect, there have been let's see, the first one was the Critic Choice Awards. And the highlights were Best Picture, Oppenheimer, Best Actor, Paul Giamatti from The Holdovers, Best Actress, Emma Stones from Poor Things, Best Supporting Actor, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Best Supporting Actress, Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, Best Director for Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, and Best Screenplay for Barbie. And there were many, many more. They also, at the Critics' Choice, they had TV awards. Succession won the night. They won for Best Drama, Best Actor, Best Actress. The Best Comedy is The Bear, and the Best Limited Series was The Beef. Now I have to share with you when I heard The Beef, The Bear, um, The Holdovers, Poor Things. I never heard of these before. And people in the room are raving as they're winning the awards. And I'm going, really? I had no idea.
Yeah, well, I've heard of The Beef. I've not watched it yet. I've been watching The Bear, only still in season one. I'm not sure why it won for best comedy because it is not a comedy. You'll have to watch it to know what it's about. It's on Netflix, so I think it's Netflix.
Is it one of them, either The Beef or The Bear is about the one where is cooking in a kitchen, the chef?
That's The Bear.
Okay.
The Bear.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Beef, I didn't want to watch it, but now it got so many awards and nominations that I think I'm going to start watching it.
yeah, it got Best Limited Series. So, I mean, and it beat out some really good shows to win. And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm like you. I'm gonna, try and check these out and see what they're all about. But what did you all think? Did you watch the shows? Did you like the format changes? Everything's new since the strike. So they're trying different ways of doing the show. Chelsea Handler did it the previous year. She did it this year. There were, there are these dings where when the Golden Globe was on, the host, he did a joke and then he go, "Oh, I didn't write that." And so then people were like, well, oh, he just, threw the writers under the bus. And I don't think it's that. It's just that if a joke fails, you just naturally go, well, I didn't really write it. I delivered it the way I was told to deliver it. And I don't think it was meant to be so derogatory. But Chelsea Handler, she doesn't care. She just says what she wants to say. And I think if you're going to host these events, you have to kind of, woman up in that case.
And it's a coincidence because Joe Coy hosted the Golden Globes,
Uh-huh.
Chelsea Handler hosted the Critics' Choice Award, and they're both exes. So
Yeah. Really?
yes, they were dating for a while.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's really interesting how they went from one to the other.
Yep.
Very interesting. Well, they also did the 75th Primetime Awards. And that one, once again, was, you know, interesting. There's a young lady, Ayo Adibri, and she's in The Bear, and she won. So she won the Golden Globe, and she won Outstanding Supporting Actress. She won a Primetime. Quinta Bronson for Abbott Elementary, and she became very emotional. She started crying, and I thought, oh my God, she never thought she would be where she is. And this is about being a little girl in, elementary school. And it just goes to show how things initially in your life, how they evolve around. Jennifer Coolidge, she won for The White Lotus. I love her. She is so funny. Matthew McFadden did Succession. Um, Outstanding Supporting Actor, Eben Moss Baccarat for The Bear. Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy, like you keep saying, you don't think it's funny, The Bear, Jeremy Allen White. Um, Outstanding Scripted Variety Series, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Um,
Trevor
Another,
Noah won.
yes, he did. And it's really interesting because if you look at that, there's a guy behind his head that's saying, hire a new host, hire a new host, because his show won, but he's not on it.
Right.
Luckily, he was there and he accepted the award, but he stepped down from that position. So they've been having volunteers per se. So people were saying to have hire somebody. Outstanding supporting actress in a limited or anthology series or movie, Niecy Nash Becks. She won. And Niecy, she said, first and foremost, I want to thank me because without me, this never would have happened. Once again, I thought, some of these dresses, I'm like, dear God, just put some mesh over it. We know you got your girls. They don't have to be all
That's
out.
what I was thinking for Niecy Nash.
I know. I mean, but that's her thing because if you look at anything she plays in, they're always out. She did a rookie movie. I mean, a rookie TV show. And she would be running around telling people to halt, and her girls were out. And I'm like, if you're in the FBI, I think they have specific attire, like put a vest on, bulletproof vest, do something. But I was happy for her that she won because this was something she always wanted. And so I was happy for her for that. RuPaul won for RuPaul's Drag Race, which I thought was really interesting. What else? What stood out for you?
Um, what stood out for me? Well, a lot of things I was shocked about, like The Bear, Succession won a lot.
Yeah.
Um, what else? I mean, oh, what stood out for me on the prime time was Anthony Anderson, who was hosting it. I thought
Yes.
he was amazing. I loved the way that he did it, where he brought back the old time casts. And
Yes.
I say that he should be the host every year for the primetime Emmys. And every
Yes.
year he should bring back casts as much as he can of shows that are, that are our favorites.
Yes.
because I thought that that was because a lot of times we want to remember the shows like that we grew up with and we forget,
Right.
and you're like, oh wow, look at them, they're still around. So
Yes.
it's crazy. I mean, it was just like, this is just brings back good memories.
Yeah, like Marla Gibbs is 92. And I
Mhm.
like her comment, black don't crack. And she
Yes,
did her face so that you could see. She didn't have lines. And I thought, you lucky woman. I don't know any black woman that doesn't. I mean, I have lines. I have like little, creases and things. Her skin looked amazing.
it
And
did.
she told Quinta, if people would write things that's appropriate for her, she would love the work because she likes to work. So I think we're going to start seeing her in more films and television programs because she looked amazing. She was very articulate and she's 92. I mean, she was just an all
Amazing,
around winner.
amazing,
I
amazing. And what
love
else? What's that?
Martin when they
Oh
showed
yes.
Lena and Pam and Martin. And I can never remember the other little dude's name, but um,
Oh
the
yeah, I don't remember the other dude.
just having them all back together, Grey's Anatomy, having them in the surgical area.
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy, and then there was Ally McBeal, and then
Yes.
the most hilarious was when they did the scene from I Love Lucy in the Seas factory,
Oh, with the
and,
chocolates.
and it was Tracy Lee Ross
Yes.
and Taraji P Henson. That was hilarious.
When Tracy said that she had candy for the winners, and she's standing there and they're giving out the
She
winner,
really
and she
did.
she starts digging out of her chest candies. I thought, oh my God, I was laughing so hard. It
And
was,
she actually offered it to them, and they
yes, she did.
actually ate them because you
I
see them
know.
munching on something.
I was like, did you know those things were on a conveyor belt and then they were in her chest and now you're, oh,
Well, they
but
didn't care. They were like yummy. They
no,
nom, nom.
apparently it was really good chocolate. So Anthony, and his mom, she would be in the audience and she'd say, you see that red light, you know what it means, get off, go. I mean, they kept it lively. Arsenio Hall, I love
Yes,
Arsenio.
the
I think he's
Arsenio Hall
gotten a
show.
bad rap in life, and he came out and he did the dog pound, woof 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 woof,
Yep,
and the
yep.
people went crazy. And I don't know what the deal is, studio owners. You need to get over it. Arsenio Hall is just as popular today as he was back in the day. And he was young and he tried some things. Okay, he made a mistake. He's a much older, more mature man. Not that he might not do the same thing, but you have to understand, do you want to hire a clone or you want to hire somebody to make us happy? So I think out of all of the award shows I've seen so far, I like that one the most.
Me too.
Good. So the last article we're going to really, dive into is, oh my God, the Arctic weather hitting, well, the world already, but it's hitting the United States. I mean, we have places where volcanoes are going off in different countries. We're just being bombarded by cold weather. I mean, this woman was in Michigan and she had some ramen noodles and they were hot and you could see the steam and they froze. The fork just froze in mid handle. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just feeling lucky that I'm in California. I'm sorry, we are spoilt here. We think it's cold in the mornings. It's nothing compared to what you have in the East Coast. Forget about it. Yeah. Yeah, you're not really going to see me traveling anywhere cold. Even in the summer, I don't want to go.
Yes,
I'm vacationing. I need to go somewhere warm. I do not need to
absolutely.
go anywhere cold. No skiing, no whatever. Like, that's why I don't even want to go to Alaska. A lot of people say you should go to Alaska on a cruise. I'm like, no, I think I'm fine not going.
Well, I've done it twice and I would do it again because they have this thing called a cave train that goes up through the hills. And every time I've been there, there's been an avalanche and the train has been canceled. So one time I'd like to figure out how to get on that
Wait,
train.
that's an excursion on a cruise ship?
Yes, it's an excursion on the cruise ship where they take you all the way up into the mountains. The air
Okay.
is crisp, the skies are blue. It's an amazing adventure. You see, if you can imagine, you know how we have mountains, imagine them baby blue because they're just mountains of ice, glaciers. And then it's really sad because you hear them go bam and they're just melting and just dissolving. So if that's something you've always wanted to see, it might be a good thing to check out, especially this year now that we're all cold. I haven't heard about Alaska having, extra cold weather, but it's a beautiful, beautiful part of our country. I have friends who are in the Chicago area. They're very cold. Michigan. Last weekend there was a football game scheduled with um, Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's stadium looked like just a snowpack. They cleared the field, but they didn't clear the stadium. And fans were coming in with pieces of cardboard trying to clear the path to walk to their seat. They showed Kansas City. Of course, Taylor was there. And they showed all this snow and ice. So for people who don't think they're, oh, we don't have global warming, it's just normal weather, you should talk to some of the locals in these areas who are saying, no, I've never felt it this cold before. I've never felt it stay this cold for this long. I have a friend in Vegas. Vegas is always hot. Vegas is hot, 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 hot. They are cold now. It's colder in Vegas than it is in Reno right now. That's unusual.
Wow, that's cold.
Yeah. So, as far as us, like Rosetta said, we wake up in the mornings and it can be between 42 and 47. However, if we can get some sun, then it will warm up to 50, 65-ish, somewhere around there. If we have overcast or like yesterday where it was overcast and then it rained, that makes it a little bit more difficult for us to warm up. Yet we can't complain because there are other people who are being frozen to death, and we can't complain here in California
I'm not
because
complaining. I'm not.
no,
I'm really
I'm
not. I'm just very thankful. And if I'm a bit cold, I just put on some more layers and put on my snuggie and just be
yep,
happy.
that's right. And drink another cup of tea.
Yes, we do. We love our teas.
Yes, we do. So always at the end of our chats, we try and, share a little tip with you. So my name's Gloria Webb Williams. My company is Ancient Stones Nurturing Natural. I'm an all-natural mineral makeup manufacturer. This is my studio. Get to see my beautiful lavender walls right here in Santa Clara, California. My tip of the day, since we're talking about this cold weather, is we went through a phase with COVID where everybody was wearing a mask. And sometimes I have to admit it, I'm the first to admit it, I will wear a mask, not because of COVID, but because my face stays warmer under the mask. So, one of the things that you should do is shield your face, your body from the environment when you can. In California, because we have like a fake warm, we sometimes, I just saw a guy, he had on t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. And I thought, you're insane. Yet people think, well, it's not that cold. I run hot kind of thing. You still have to make sure that you take care of your skin, that you shield it from the environment. And, I have products that you can use like they're called Super Soft Focus, which is part of my Sensation. And what it does is it just gives you a little Sunscreen protection. Because you think to yourself, oh, it's cold. I don't have to worry about sunscreen. Yes, you do. And you need something that you can do once and forget it. Because think about it, you're freezing. You're outside in the element. Now you're going to stop and put on more sunscreen and then go about your day and then go 4 hours and you're going to put on more. That normally doesn't happen. And that's how the environment breaks down the skin. So, where at all possible, sun protection, sun protection, sun protection. I have a dry sun protection. Some people don't like that. They like cream. You can put my dry sun protection in lotion, rub it in your hands, put it on your body, and you will be protected and shielded from the environment. So protect your skin at all case and be like Marla Gibbs, 92, and say, black don't crack, because that woman had some beautiful skin. It was amazing to see. Gloria Webb Williams, Ancient Stones Nurturing Natural.
Thank you, Gloria. Thank you so much for that tip. And I'm Rosetta Chow, certified health coach, educator, and speaker. And my business is Simply Health. And I like to come to you with health tips. And my tip of the today is for parents. Parents, just want to let you know that what we do for our children matters. We're talking about children today and how to raise children. So one of the ways is by helping them with a healthier diet. So what I say is that we have to be very careful because children, their bodies are not fully developed until age 25. So children absorb much more of the nutrients from the foods that they eat than adults do. So parents, please think about what foods are going into our children. Now, we want to feed them a healthy breakfast. Make sure it's not chocked full of sugar. It doesn't have a lot of artificial ingredients. And please read the ingredient labels. You want to read what ingredients are in there. We all have something called a cell phone, right? So if you're not sure of the ingredient, you can go ahead and Google it
Oh, yes,
and
ma'am.
see if it's helpful, if it's does it have any nutrients for the child? But what we want is to have just things that will give our child nutrition. So parents, please take it seriously in regards to the nutrients what you're putting into your child's body because that's setting up their bodies as healthy adults. And as healthy adults, that's what we want because that makes healthy society. That's what we want, a healthy society. So if you want any more information or parents are looking to, you don't know where to start, how to start, I'm here. I'm your gal, Rosetta Chow. Simply Health, because health should be simple, fun, and doable. And if it's doable, that means it's sustainable. So I'm Rosetta Chow. Your health matters. As a parent, your child health matters. Thank you so much.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we want to thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you again today. We feel the love in our multiple locations. It's just bubbling over and we send it right back to you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us for another chat.
Thank you so much again. And remember, did you like our video? Did you like our chats? If you do, hit the thumb icon. Please consider subscribing to our channel and hit the bell notification. That just means that you won't miss any of our chats. And we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. And remember to always
Always
keep
keep
smiling.
smiling. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Have a